Hello everyone, thank you for listening to this presentation dealing with in-ear noise dosimetry field method using earmuff noise reduction. While it is crucial for proper hearing loss prevention program, no method currently allows to precisely estimate the noise dose at the eardrum for earmuff. To achieve this, we face three challenges. First, earmuff instrumentation and microphone placement. Second, measurement artifact, also known as wearer-induced disturbances. And third, the need for individualized acoustic corrections. To address these challenges, our proposed approach relies on continuous monitoring of the noise reduction, also referred to as NR-star, and is adapted from a method initially developed for earplugs. Our continuous NR-star measurement acts as a fit test function to ensure the earmuff is correctly worn over time. For dosimetry, however, we still need to assess the sound pressure level at the eardrum. For that, the transfer function of the ear canal, TF canal, can be used. To assess the noise dose, insertion loss calculations are required. Thus, two other transfer functions are needed: the external transfer function TFX and the transfer function of the open ear TFOE, all of them leading to the following equation. For the experimental validation, a fifth measurement point is used to compute another insertion loss referred to as IL star. This flowchart describes the steps of the proposed approach. The first step consists in assessing three transfer functions for calibration purposes. While some of them can be estimated experimentally, finite element method will be preferred. The second step consists in defining a baseline for the noise reduction based on our experimental data. In the third step, the factor NR min defined with the baseline will help in assessing whether the provided attenuation is sufficient or not. If it isn't, the user is warned so he can adjust the fits. For the fourth step, the difference between the measured NR star and the baseline is continuously monitored. The fifth step is needed if this difference is too important. We detect if it is caused by wearer-induced disturbances, and if it isn't, the measured NR star is updated. The last step consists in computing the insertion loss and the noise dose. The following results show the mean values of the NR star in anechoic and reverberant chamber, respectively blue and red curves. It should enable the definition of the baseline needed in the approach, as well as the error factors shown in the flowchart. The IL star results show promises for the estimation of the noise dose at the eardrum. In the end, the uncertainties remain important. Using and combining several microphones on both ears might be useful to reduce them. What you may retain from all this are the following. First, our proposed approach was adapted from a method developed for earplugs. Second, the noise reduction monitoring can be used to estimate the noise dose at the eardrum, thus mitigating the contribution of the wearer-induced disturbances and the difficulty to place microphone under the earmuff. And third, the transfer functions can be assessed with finite elements method. Thank you for your attention, and please feel free to ask any questions.